front of the budget committee to take and ask why this was cut or why this was added. So this information out there, I've heard people saying that well, it's just out there cutting everybody's budget. That's not the case. We worked very hard. We had, like I said, we disagreed on some and agreed on others. So with that said, we'll bring the rest of the budget together. I'm not going to read all the figures. I think I'll just let everybody paw through them for a minute, and if you have any questions, they can try to answer them for you.
I just want to thank Sandy for putting this together. This is
Yeah.
really
Yes.
good document.
Yes.
Excellent job.
She's done a super job all year. And
Thanks.
we've done it odds of times, but we still let you continue doing it. And we didn't deduct your salary prior to leaving.
Much appreciated.
It's sort of like, you like to see everyone's budget, every department head that brings in a budget. It's sort of like what you dream of seeing.
Pizza.
very satisfied with it, I just, other people.
It's sensitive.
Yeah.
I think they do.
You post
Sarah,
furniture.
do they do propane and
That's
oil?
recycled. That
Yes.
money went into the revolving.
Yeah, they do all
Short
three.
coming up.
Because here is kerosene, we do that as well.
Oh, right.
The money went into the revolving business.
I know, yeah. I don't think it hurts to look into it, like I say.
It might be planned for furniture.
Hard road.
It's supposed to go in the revolving.
The green.
Yes, good.
And it did, didn't it?
It did.
And then we spent it on,
They spent that.
But it
You
would
know
not
that?
a dollar or two more
I
gallons.
guess it goes to what?
Yeah. We're looking at having these minis installed. I talked to a lot of people that have them, they really like them. Randy's brother has.
So- what do you mean it goes a lot?
He has solar power, so he doesn't pay any.
The furniture,
This is electric.
it doesn't go in nice.
No,
It goes all into the, it goes right in that big pile there.
Clean.
So,
so,
so what are you saying, that it's going somewhere else?
yeah, the budget's paying for it.
Oh,
Choose alternatives.
oh. Why did he not revolving? That's the revolving account, not supposed to pay for this stuff going to work.
It's supposed to pay for, the postage money.
It's
Yeah.
sickening.
Which goes to 11,
Yes,
so they should pay for it, not as,
I will be wrong, and not I will tell.
sounds like a bookkeeping, there's no way to make them the same.
No idea.
But they probably don't.
No.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I have a question.
no, we don't recognize. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just curious if you could explain to us how you can justify the increase in the overall budget when every department except the recycle center underspent this year.
How can we do what?
Can you justify the increase in the overall budget when
Because,
across the board except for the recycle center?
because of the
everyone underspent?
highway department having more employees, so the insurance rate increased by like $70,000 for the year. That's the insurance took a big increase.
It's 187,000 more than last year though, so if that's 70, where's?
So a lot of it,
That was the proposed amount, Cindy. When the departments came to us, that 189,000 is what it originally added up to. But currently, I think it's like 89,000 if I remember my figures correctly. Is that what you're looking at?
No, my bad, you're right, my bad, yeah. No, I was looking at the default budget.
Yep.
I was, yeah. So the bulk of it is the insurance? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
because if you look at all the other departments are pretty much either a very small increase or some
Okay, thank you.
stayed the same.
We even cut some of the small departments, which we got feedback, harsh feedback on.
That's why you're lucky you still have your job.
I don't need my body armor tonight.
All right.
I don't know, I gave you a pretty hard time.
Yeah, but you're always a few thousand under budget.
Yeah, but you didn't take that into consideration when you said it.
Nobody else has questions? Okay, cemetery trustees did not get any perpetual care money this year?
No,
May I ask why?
Yeah, wait a minute, I think they did, because when I looked at the budget,
It shows
if I'm
zero.
understanding this
you
correctly,
did not understand it correctly.
I'm not understanding this correctly,
No.
could you explain it to me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw a perpetual care for $1,000 somewhere.
Yes,
It's in
that's
the
what
budget, but there's a zero amount for how much was received this year, so.
There's a couple different things. The trustees of the trust funds said to the cemetery department, when they got ready to submit it, that they didn't submit it in time, and it was like, right around Thanksgiving is when they would get ready to submit it. And
That's always been done in like the first couple of weeks of December.
I
Okay.
I know, That is what the cemetery trustees were told.
Yeah, thank you.
So in the highway department, phone and internet was $550 for this year, or last year, this year. And next year, $3,500.
For what?
Phone and internet?
That's because they're looking to get internet down there, so that he's not using his own cell phone to try to make purchases and stuff. So that's
So
why
it's
the increase.
is this a one-time increase installation or yearly?
I can't answer that.
Consolidated can do that, because they weren't able to before there were no ports.
No. I've said that right along, and I've been told, yes, somebody could take it, get him service. Yes,
And yet it still doesn't happen, so.
Consolidated will only install fiber. The increase in the budget is to cover the cost of what the fiber will be for them per month.
They'll only install fiber?
That's what they told us. Yep.
The
He's
highway
still fighting
department
it.
goes from
He's
nothing
still
to
fighting
fiber?
it. He's trying not to go that way. He's still fighting it, but.
Specifically to the highway shed? They're gonna run fiber right to the highway shed and nowhere else?
Does the
Yeah.
town office
That's what
doesn't
they
have
said.
fiber, does it?
They won't run copper, but they'll run the fiber.
Do you have fiber in your office?
Mhm.
Oh, you do, okay. How recent is that?
The fiber in my
Yes.
office. When we got the server.
Oh, half a year ago.
I'm gonna go hang out there all day.
Server, from the new
Yeah, the
guy?
server and the.
Yeah,
computers,
okay.
Yeah.
Like, so my question is the general budget for the highway. So it goes from 32,000 requested for 556. The selectmen approved that full budget, and then it goes back to the last year's budget. What creates a $124,000 gap there?
well, the selectmen pretty much approved a lot of the increase of the highway department. They didn't cut much,
They
and
didn't cut anything,
They didn't cut
remember, what
anything.
happened was, the select board had a meeting with the highway department,
Mm-hmm.
and there were only 2 select board members present, and they couldn't agree on anything, so they just automatically passed it to the budget committee.
Okay.
Actually,
let the
I
budget
believe
committee-
Ed presented a
He-
couple of
yeah.
sheets with a budget
Suggestions.
because he would not accept what the highway department had
Okay, I
originally
see. I was wondering why.
presented.
Yeah, so they
And
just
then,
passed it.
I don't know if the figures just got put in as to,
Well,
what they
yeah, this
wanted.
is because what the selectmen recommend are exactly
Yeah,
as
exactly.
requested.
Mhm, yeah, so it was.
But
left
you'd really
up
just
to
be
us,
blank.
Basically.
I'm saying that column should really be blank then.
What the selectmen recommended?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
we
it
didn't
said.
recommend.
I don't think so, because that night at the meeting, I think there was a conversation between the 2 select board members and said, all right, let the budget committee figure it out. So I think at that point, I understood that they agreed with that figure at that moment and wanted us to.
That's what it,
Was that
I wasn't a
right?
selectman at the time, but I
Was
think
that
that's probably exactly what happened.
Because it wasn't gonna come to an agreement.
If they pass it on to the budget committee, it means they approve everything that they're passing on. If they're not,
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Tag on to the highway department questions. Uniforms and shoes, $8,000. Are we still paying for that?
yes, they're under a
Contract.
contract with the. now
What are we
the-
paying for? Because my husband brings his dirty clothes home every day for me to wash.
Hey,
Well, tell them not to.
I've been trying.
Send it back on when they get it.
they're under the contract for a couple more years, and if they were to get out of the contract, it'd be so expensive to get out of it.
That's what I had understood a couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
Is the sorry?
No, go ahead.
Is the contract? Is there any way that the town can abuse the contract to get more money out of it? Because that sum of money is like the town really getting that worth out of that? if they're not even doing the laundry, I thought that was part of it.
Yeah.
That's the employee's choice of bringing the clothes home
Throw more.
Uh-huh.
and getting them.
Did
So what are we paying for then?
yeah, what
You
is,
get, you're paying for the uniform and to get them clean. So if your husband decides to, oh, my wife cleans them better than the company does, then
Oh, we'll put an end to that real quick.
Put in a bill for the washing.
Yeah.
is there a
Start
set
getting
limit of
strict
how
for the
many
washing
pieces I'm
machine.
assuming they get under the contract?
yeah,
And does the
Yeah.
highway department at least utilize to the full extent?
it's just the highway that uses it.
I understand. Do they get all the pieces of clothing that the company will provide?
Yeah,
Okay.
In the contract, I think it doesn't run out till 2025.
right.
Can maybe can the recycle center take part in this also?
They
I
recycle
don't
their
think these are
clothes.
questions for the budget committee. I think these are questions for the select board.
Paving and patching.
Yeah.
What is paving?
All depends on who you ask. If you ask the selectmen or if you ask the Rudy, there's two different opinions there.
So are we to believe that with 20,000 they would intend to do paving and patching in town?
Patching does not cost that
I
much.
understand, but
But
as
paving costs a lot more than that.
Right.
Yeah, so either paving is not done under this, and it's supposed to be done on, but the other one is also just patching. The warrant article, that's also just patching.
Yes.
Okay, so then why is there a language of paving on both?
Because what happened years ago was there was paving was all lumped together in the budget. And what happens is, once it's in the budget and the budget passes, the department head can take and spend that money any way that they want. So as a budget committee back in that time, we felt that let's put it on the warrant, so that way there, that money can't be spent for other things than paving. We want to make sure that if it's to be spent for paving, that the roads that need paving get paved.
Okay. Is there any intent to change the language on that?
No.
No.
Plus, we really looked at this 10,000 as cold patch and patching, not paving.
Yes, but I tried to explain when we looked at it, that the cost of cold patching
It's minimal.
is real small.
Minimal.
It's like maybe $1,000 for patching. The rest is money that was has in the past gone right with the additional money to the
75
capital.
or whatever. So
Back.
Actually, Jenny, at one of the budget meetings, I believe, said that she wanted those to be two separate line items, paving separate from patching.
So they did spend $20,000 on that line item with us here.
No,
They
they
spent
didn't.
it entirely. That's what it says.
That's on
They
some-
spent
that's
it,
on-
but it was not on paving or patching.
Then why is it on the
They
revenue?
used it to pay for the truck that got,
Well, it shouldn't show us paving and patching.
but
All right.
But that's where some of the money for the new
Yeah.
truck came from.
What,
That line item should
Sorry.
show overspent and we should show underspent.
Right, it should show a different line, right,
what truck is this? Is this the truck that got totaled?
yes.
I was told that the town only paid 5,000 for that
We
truck.
should show
That's
us
not
what's
the case?
actually spent.
No, that's not true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how much did the town spend on that?
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me to,
Roughly?
I'm gonna say, Sarah, do you happen to know
What's the question?
how much money
did
was
they
spent
pay
on
for
that?
that new truck?
Not
I
off
think-
the top of my head, I'd have to go back and
I think
actually look at the
the
different numbers
insurance
because
company
there's
paid
80.
105,000, I think.
Yes,
And I think it was like 140,000, or thereabouts.
because on top of the truck, you also have to outfit the truck, so it's not just the truck itself, it's outfitting it. So the truck has
roughly,
like
how much
additional-
did the town spend on that truck?
I would have to look it up, like I'd have to.
I'm gonna say
do
roughly
something.
$40,000.
Because at a selectman meeting, we were told that it was only 5,000.
No,
That's quite a difference.
And what other department did the truck come out of, Sarah? Was it culverts or was it sand and gravel? Do you remember?
Here, let me look.
Isn't this framing it for years to come?
There was
but
a few
the
different
department
places where
actually
it
is
came
using the
from.
money
Right.
for other stuff than it is.
I didn't hear
If the
what you
line items are not reflecting for what they're being used, in years to come, people are gonna look at this, and this is just completely not true.
Absolutely.
That's
No, I
why
agree with you. If they
it-
take money from paving and have to put it into something else, then the page you're looking at should reflect that.
Absolutely.
Whose
Because that's how you do
responsibility
it,
is that?
that's how you're doing planning. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how it ended up that way, but it's confusing.
Well,
Yeah.
just going through right now, it's almost $2,800 taken out of culverts that went towards the paving,
It was
the
culverts?
payment of
Build.
the truck.
Okay, it was culverts.
Uh,
Yeah, this is a slap in the face of transparency. We can't see what was actually done. This is really a lie.
Right.
I don't think it's a lie.
It is a
Well, I
lie.
mean, it's broken down in the budget that is available to the public.
Right, and under our records, it shows under paving and patching, 20,000 taken out of there, so there's,
Yeah, but that's not the information you're giving the public.
Right.
But it's viewable for the public.
How so?
Well, you can come in and view it whenever you want. You can request a
Yeah, but
copy.
this is a budget hearing, and the information you're giving to us, to the public to look
Oh,
at
I
the
see,
budget.
like in your
is
handout.
incorrect. Yeah. It's very misleading.
It is.
So what other line items are not correct?
those are the two that I could spot right off. Plus, I believe there's also money taken out of one of the funds that I can't think of one of the grants that the town got.
Oh, the ARPA grants or something?
Yes.
And it's shown spent under what?
One of the ARPA funds that the town had.
Are we still talking about the truck? that you said?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm talking about the budget in general. What other line items are just,
I just gave you those.
that is to your best of knowledge all of that?
Yes, the $23,000 that shows in their budget in the highway department.
That's a big expense that just disappears into the budget.
I know it was a big expense. But us as a budget committee have no control over that expense.
So I understand you don't have it under the expense, but as it's presented, that's it's more than just misleading. You took a large expense and you made it disappear into the budget under line items that didn't happen.
Right, and it should never have been done that way, but when the town report comes out, you will see under patching and paving, it specifically says that $2,800 was used for the new truck. And then you go down for the other one, you'll see that where the 20,000 says it was used for the truck.
Okay, whose numbers are these? Is this the department, the budget, or the selectmen?
That came right, those are bills that the selectman's office got and paid, so those are actual numbers.
No, I'm saying
He said-
putting them under category. Who ordered this? No, who ordered it under the category?
The department had put it in that,
Huh?
yeah,
And nobody said anything about it?
yeah.
The department head moved the figures around, took it out of wherever they wanted to take it out,
Yes.
not the select board?
And the select board signed off on that.
Is this a problem somebody's gonna address?
That's up to the public to ask why it's presented that way into their budget.
Okay, well, that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Well, again,
That's not
the
one
budget
person.
committee.
What is that? Yeah, I understand. So you're saying the budget, the department did it, and it's not.
It's not the budget committee's
Oh, I
responsibility.
I
it's the
understand.
select
But that's where
board's.
you need to go to the selectmen
Uh-huh.
and
It's
say,
not for us to.
why was this done this way?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
It is, and that's not something that the budget committee can take and answer.
Okay, okay. All right. So okay, all right. So it's not the budget.
New
I
topic.
understand the department
Hey,
said
you
they
said no more questions this year, so go ahead.
New topic, emergency management budget. It was $100, he spent 0, and you raised it. He came back with a $600 request, and you gave me $570.
Right, because
Like for years, no money's been spent on that.
something about the new law,
plans
the plans that they have to do,
updated every.
yeah. So it's supposed to be, whether it's followed through or not, we hope it is. But
And it'll cost $570 to update it?